Alrighty, just like that, another game. And just like the last few, this one also will feature Breya. In this game, I am up against my frequent rival, one copacetic cat. And this time he is wielding Arcum, who I'm sure many of you know is one of the most threatening mono-blue generals in the format, capable of tutoring up all sorts of insane artifacts that can either make the game unwinnable or at least, at the very least, make it extremely, extremely tough to come back from. It's kind of in that same category of generals like Zur to a certain degree, of just generals that sometimes feel really unfair when they're played early, and especially off of Soul Ring or Mana Crypt or Mana Vault, where they just get Arcum out, and within a couple of turns you're just facing down this impossible lattice of synergistic artifacts that prevent you from really doing anything further in the game, like getting Tangle Wire and Winter Orb and all sorts of things that kind of stacks the game up. I assume that this guy's probably playing a stacks style Arcum Dagsson deck, as that tends to be the most effective way to play the general. They just bog the board down with artifacts until you just can't do anything, and then kind of have their way with you. But if one general can handle it, you all by herself, it's Breya. I've talked at length about how incredibly powerful this general is, and this game is a remarkable demonstration of just how effective Breya can be in constraining your opponent's general and just wrecking their game plan by herself. I've got an excellent draw here, featuring the Expedition map and Ancient Tomb. Probably the only way it could be better, really, is if the Wasteland were just another blue mana source, because my opponent's playing mono blue and I'm not likely to have a good Wasteland target, so I can't play Counterspell early. But I do have the Expedition map to fetch and defense with Merchant Scroll, so absolutely keepable. He looks like he's mulliganing once, which makes me more nervous, because it nearly doubles the chances that he's going to be starting the game with Crypt, Soul Ring, or Mana Vault. Hoping he doesn't have any of those. Unfortunately, he does not. So my chances of victory go way up. What are you doing here? Get out of there. Alright, Plateau, not bad. Alright, playing the Underground Sea into Expedition map. And 2 mana, and he plays Hedron Crawler. So I'm going to be, unless I can top deck a blue mana source, I'm most likely going to be facing Arcum here. It's a little threatening, but not the end of the world, given that I do have Merchant Scroll and I can probably just go get Force of Will to stop him for the first time. Alright, I draw a Chromatic Lantern, and as happy as I am to see that, because it is effectively a source of blue, I don't have that kind of time. If I play the Lantern right now, he plays Arcum, and because I'm not running a card like Fire Ice in my deck, I don't think that I have anything that I can immediately scroll for. I'm not running any bounce in this deck either, and I don't have anything I can immediately scroll for to remove Arcum from the board. And because of that, unfortunately, I can't play the Chromatic Lantern. I have to just scroll for the defensive Force of Will and hope that my opponent will be tentative about playing into that, and that'll buy me some time to get the Chromatic Lantern online, and then, of course, the counterspell to stop Arcum when he actually does try to play it. This is more of a bluff, actually. I'm hoping I don't have to actually use the Force of Will, although I won't be that sad to do it, because he will only have 4 mana in play and will unlikely be able to play it for a little while. And he just shows that he does not care. He just runs Arcum out into the Force of Will, and I was totally thinking he'd have a playback of his own, maybe a Daze or a Force of Will of his own, which would make this game really, really tough. But fortunately, he's got nothing, and I'm happy to throw away the counterspell that I can't cast and go with the long-term Teferi plan, because I will trivially be able to play Teferi in a couple turns. Workshop. That's going to make it a lot easier. It's such an amazing draw to play the Chromatic Lantern off that, because that means that I have the options of both Breya next turn or Teferi, or potentially even both, depending on what he does, which is fantastic. So we go back to his turn. Ancient Tomb. Wow, alright. Well, that means we're going to deal with Arcum a second time. And fortunately, because I drew Workshop last turn, I've got all sorts of options. I'm going to sack that, and I'm just going to go get a Strip Mine. And this is just a foresight play. I know for sure that I can play either Teferi, or depending on what I draw, I can play either Teferi or Breya at the bare minimum next turn. And I'm planning on basically just attacking his mana, because if I can kill Ancient Tomb in a turn or two and then go after an island, he's not going to be able to cast an 8 mana Arcum for a long time. And from what I've seen in the past, these Arcum decks just fold over and die if you're able to kill Arcum a few times. So that's the plan. Perfect. And because I have Ancient Tomb in my hand, I could play Teferi, but all I'd be able to do if I play Teferi is untap 4 land and that would not give me ample mana to deal with Arcum. So we're going to play the Ancient Tomb. Fortunately, because Mishra's Workshop taps for all 5 colors of mana thanks to Chromatic Lantern, I have exactly enough mana to off that Arcum a second time. Alright, he costs 8 now. So it goes back to Copacetic Cat's turn, and he plays Mana Vault. Well, if he needed to draw 2 more mana that turn, there you go. Just like that, Arcum is back in play for the 3rd time, effectively. I guess this is his 2nd time in play, 3rd time cast. Gilded Lotus. Absolutely wonderful card to draw right now, because it allows me to have something else to sacrifice, and I can even play Teferi effectively for free. This thing is just so ridiculous, especially with Gilded Lotus. So I'm able to Wasteland, Ancient Tomb, bash for 4, and of course post-combat, throw Breya at Arcum and kill him for the 3rd time. So that was my general killing his general twice, just like that. And all he's got is a Hedron Crawler and a tapped Mana Vault, and he does have 4 mana still, so he's not totally screwed. He's got 5 there. He plays Sentinel Flute, which is a strange card to see in Arcum, but I assume, I guess he just got it in there as an engine of sorts, so that if he runs out of gas, he can use Arcum to, say, sack off a Mana Vault or something and go get, I guess, or sack off a Hedron Crawler or some mana creature to go get Sentinel Flute to at least start refueling. Not too bad, though. It's not that dangerous when he just doesn't have a lot of mana. I draw Dark Confidant. Very, very happy to see that. But top priority right now is just getting Breya back out to kill off this Mana Dork. Just to keep his mana constrained between the Strip Mine and Breya's ability. I'm going to cripple him down to 3 mana, and Sentinel Flute is just not that dangerous with only 3 land out. Notice I've got exactly 2 black in play. Figured that out in advance. So I use the 2 Thopters to blow up Hedron Crawler after strip mining. Oh, wait, that's right. I guess I had to use the 2 mana to sack my guys. Did I use Teferi there? Yeah, I guess I did. I must have. Down to 3 mana, and he is certainly struggling. Feeling a little bit less copacetic, most likely. Gets Metalworker, and 3 mana to go with it, which is fine. As Breya still gives me a long-term solution to his guy if I need to. If I absolutely needed to, I could even sack the Gilded Lotus, although that would make it, after tapping it for mana twice, and I could probably recast Breya another time. Spire of Industry. That's quite handy. I'm going to go in. That's right, I used Teferi's ability. It's funny how the card popped into my hand right away, but I saw Scalding Tarn, Watery Grave, and Vindicate, and this is a no-brainer, of course. Just going to take Vindicate. Oh, that's right. I revealed, I guess, off of the... I'm not sure what order that happened in. I revealed one of those, maybe. Actually, I guess I just revealed a land. Yeah, I think I revealed the Spire. And then drew something, and Teferi got me the Vindicate. So I'm playing a land here. Chop him down another peg. And I could have killed off the Sentinel Flute, but I figure if I kill the island, he can't cast Metalworker next turn. He's got a top deck an island. The Flute's not going to do crap if he's spending 1 or 2 mana a turn just to run it. And his options are going to run out quickly against the Dark Confidant and Teferi, since I'm drawing basically 3 cards a turn. I'm going to bash him for 4 again. He goes back to his turn. And with the writing very much on the wall, he doesn't draw another land, so there's no way to deploy the Metalworker. Copacetic Cat packs it in. So I thought this game was a really, really great demonstration, as I said before, of how much Breya can just take over the board. It gives you so much board presence, so much ability to manipulate what your opponents do. Kind of jack-of-all-trades commander. Nothing particularly astonishing from any one of those abilities, but the sum of the abilities is much greater than they appear to be. And as I said before, I completely underestimated how strong Breya is. Plus, it enables all the best colors in EDH. So, awesome game there, and there will be many more to come. I've been playing this deck like crazy. I've probably played upwards of maybe 150 to 200 games with it already, and it's been pretty much wiping out all of its opposition. I haven't really run into anything that's given it a lot of trouble yet. Hopefully it stays that way, but when there are close games, I will post them up for you guys to enjoy. That's all for now. Talk to you later.